In the New Living Translation says, lazy people are soon poor. He said, but hard workers get rich. So he said, but man, it seems like so many things are just out of my control. Take dominion over them. In Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, God gave Adam dominion. He gave him dominion. He said, then God said, let us make man in our own image, after our own likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over all the birds, over the cattle, over the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth. That means you have dominion over creeps in your life. Deal with it. And then lastly, healthy relationships are important. I'm not sure that there's anything that's more important than healthy relationships. I see when the disciples were persecuted, they went back to their relationships and they got the encouragement that they needed. I see that the man who was laid 38 years at the pool, that had 5 porches, Jesus went over to him and actually raised him up by saying, "Sir, would you be made well?" He said, "I have no man to help me." Relationships are important. Adam's relationship with God was important, and he violated that important relationship. But your relationship in your marriage is important. Ephesians 5:21 says this, submitting yourselves one to another in the fear of God. Submitting yourself one to another. One person doesn't have dominion over the other person. It's only that we play different parts, but we're equal in authority. We're equal in blessing. But in verse 25, he turns around, he comes in and he says, now look, husbands, you love your wives like Christ loved the church, and he gave himself for it. So you give yourself selflessly to your family. But then he said, this is a great mystery. I speak about Christ in the church in verse 32. But verse number 33, ladies, this is what he said. Nevertheless, let every one of you in particular so love his wife, even as himself. But then let the wife see that she reverence her husband. Respect. The number one thing on my list is respect. If you respect me, you and I can talk about anything. But the door shuts to my heart the moment that you disrespect me.